Suicide is the 11th leading cause of death in America. Keep that in mind as I tell you the story of a teacher in New York who decided she wanted to honor her seniors in her class and let them know that who they are makes a difference and what impact they've had on her and her class. She called each one of them up to the front of the class and shared with the class how that person impacted their lives that year. She then presented each of them with a ribbon. And on that ribbon, imprinted in gold letters, just like this one, says, "Who I am makes a difference." She then decided, as a class project, she would like to have each of the students take 3 ribbons and go out in the community and find someone to honor and show their appreciation. She gave each one 3 ribbons, and off they went to pay it forward. The first one of the boys decided, I'll take my ribbon and go honor a young executive at a company. Now, this executive had helped this boy to do career planning and development. So he went up to that executive and said, "Thank you for helping me. And I'd like to present you with this blue ribbon to honor you. Our class is doing a class project, and we would like to have you take these 2 ribbons and pay it and find someone else to honor and to see what an impact it will have on our society and our community." So the young executive takes those 2 ribbons and decided, I think I'll go honor my boss. So he goes up to his boss. Now his boss has a reputation not to be the nicest guy in the company. He's kind of a grouch. He likes to postulate. But he admired him. So he went up to him and said, "Sir, I'd like to honor you with this ribbon for being a creative genius." Now the boss goes, "What? Well, of course, sure, I'll accept it." So he pins this on his boss and says, and then gives him this 3rd ribbon and says, "A young boy is doing a class project, and he would like us to pass on the ceremony of recognition and acknowledgement. Here's your ribbon. Can you find someone else to honor?" So he took the ribbon. So on his drive home, he's thinking to himself, who would I honor with this ribbon? He came home, found his 14-year-old son, sat him down and says, "Son, the most amazing thing happened to me today. I was in my office just sitting working, and in comes one of my employees, and he said, 'I'd like to honor you for being a creative genius.'" I'm like, "Me? A creative genius?" I was so humbled that he thought of me like that. He then presented me with this ribbon that says, "Who I am makes a difference." I would like to honor you, my son, because you make a difference in my life. You are the most important person in my life, and I love you. You're a great kid. Now his son is sitting there. He started rocking back and forth. He started hugging himself and started crying, and he couldn't stop. And he said, "Dad, tonight I actually wrote a letter to you and Mom, and I asked that you forgive me for what I was going to do. Tonight I was going to kill myself because I didn't think that you cared, that you saw me. But I don't think I need that letter anymore." Now, the dad, that night, he went upstairs and he found that letter. And he realized how much little attention he was giving to his son. His days were long. He came home. He didn't have enough patience with him. He didn't spend enough time with him. and he always yelled at him to do better in school, get better grades, and clean up your room. He realized that he needed to make time to show his loved ones that he did care. He didn't want to take him for granted. He didn't want to just assume that the person knows. So the high school class, learned an important lesson that who you are does make a difference. Every single person makes a difference. Suicide is the 5th highest leading cause for young people aged 15 to 24. What's more surprising is that was the 3rd, sorry. It was the 3rd leading cause. What's more surprising is it's the 5th leading cause for age 5 to 14. Can you imagine a 5-year-old thinking about killing themselves? You wouldn't think that they would even be aware of what death is. And that's scary. So we need to take this time, especially on this Valentine's Day, or actually not even on Valentine's Day, just any day, to just take a step back and realize and take the step back and make the time to tell someone that you appreciate them, you admire them, you love them. You don't realize such simple words how it can impact someone or even save a life. So everyone go out there today, find your person, any person, and tell them how much they make a difference in your life.